RPMs are going to come up, and we are $1,000 modified racing, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Chris Mills leading the charge down into turn number 1. Jeff Stevens, oh, big push. Stevens, I do not know if he got the wall or not, but if he didn't, you couldn't have fit a piece of paper between the right side of that 92 and the wall. He's going to try and come back down. Is he going to make it? Stevens indeed will make it on the pit road. We are going to stay green, as right now it is Chris Mills leading, Jim Teese in second, Cody Olson third, Shane DeMay in fourth, and here comes downtown Kyle Brown rounding out that top 5 as we're going to fire under there. 2 down, 6 to go. Chris Mills, Jim Teese, these two have had battles against each other many, many laps up in the Siouxland area. Bringing it down here to the Crawford County Speedway. As Mills, now DeMay going to take over that third place spot. Meanwhile, the 2Z of Zach Rollins calling no joy, pulling a pit side. He is going to be done for the heat race. Now DeMay gets into third as he gets by the 777 of Olson. Now Olson trying to get back to the inside of DeMay. It is battling back and forth. Oh! Olson pulls a slider, but it is a dirty slider as he tries to knock the left front off of DeMay's car. It did break DeMay's momentum, so it was a successful slider, but it was a little dirty. As Olson now taking over that third place spot, he is going to try and whip the mule to try and catch up with your lead two, which is once again Chris Mills, Jim Teese. Teese not letting Mills get away. Olson now trying to play catch up. As now it is a battle of Harris Auto Racing cars, as you've got DeMay and Kyle Brown battling it out back and forth for 4th and 5th. 2 laps to go. Chris Mills still with the lead. He is going to take it down the front stretch and fire it off down into turn number 1. Jim Teese losing a little bit of ground to the O2 Junior, that KMJ Assault chassis versus a brand new RZ3 Razor chassis in that 23 car. White flag is out, 1 lap to go as they're going to take off down the back stretch. Brown has now gotten around DeMay for that 4th place spot. DeMay trying to get back around Brown for that 4th place spot. But up front, it is going to be Chris Mills with the win. Jim T second, Cody Olson third, and Kyle Brown is going to nip Shane DeMay at the line to take 4th. DeMay will be 5th. So once again, Breeze, Reeds, Klein, Steffen, McBurney, Braxma. 6 cars, 8 laps the distance. We're green with your final heat of the night. Leading them down into 1 and 2. It is still going to be side by side, Breeze and Reeds. Reeds now going to take over the position off of the high line, as Breeze now falls into the clutches of the 25 of Ricky the Racer Steffen. Here comes Braxma sitting in 4th. McBurney was 5th, but Bobbles now is going to allow the double OK of Trey Klein to take over that spot. Breeze and Steffen, they are trying to battle side by side for 2nd and 3rd. Braxma looking for a way to get around both of them as he wants to take a shot at the 1R of Reeds. McBurney hanging on the high side, starting to lose a little bit of ground. Not sure what's going on with that car. Ricky the Racer Steffen to move him up into that P2 position, as it's now Reeds, Steffen, Breeze, Braxma, and Klein, your top 5. They're going to be coming down C3, down 5 to go this time by. Greg Reeds led from the drop of the green, but he might have a little bit of company coming as Ricky the Racer Steffen going to the whip. He's driving it harder into 1 and into 3. We're halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go. This time Steffen bobbles just a little bit. Reed's able to pull away and gap the 25 from South Sioux City. Now Steffen going back to the whip, trying to catch back up to the 1R as we've got 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is Craig Reitz, Ricky the Racer Steffen, Jason Breeze, Ethan Braxma, Trey Klein, your top 5. Two laps to go. Jason Breeze has now all but caught the back of the 25 of Ricky the Racer Steffen, as Steffen continues to try and catch up to the 1R of Reitz, but not gonna happen. White flag is out, 1 lap to go, 3/8 of a mile for Reitz, and he'll have another heat race victory. Breeze tries to the inside of Steffen, not gonna happen. Craig Reitz is going to win heat number 2. Ricky the Racer Steffen second. Jason Breeze third. Ethan Braxma fourth. And Trey Klein is going to round out your top 5. Crawford County Speedway, you know what to do. Get up, give them a wave, let them hear you, show them some respect and love. This is your Smithfield Stock Car A feature. Row number 5 to the outside, the inside. That's going to be the 82 of Joel Tigas to the outside, the 72H of Micah Hildebaugh. Row number 6 to the inside, the 02 of Adam Clucky, and to his outside, the 23HR of Hot Rod Richards. Your 7th and final row is going to see the 28 of Tanner Reimer and the 78M of Joe Merrill. 14 cars, 15 laps the distance. This is the penultimate feature of the night, as once we are done with this, we have your $1,000 to win. Quality Truck Tire and Auto Service Modifieds. But right now, let's do some stock car racing, Smithfield style. Greens out. It is going to be Flying Brian Blessington leading him down into turn number 1. As Wahoo Mike Albertson goes to the outside. Now here comes Mike Stapleton as Stapleton gets pinched up ever so slightly by Kevin Bruck. Bruck cannot keep that left front on the track. And now here comes Mike Nichols. Nichols gets underneath Stapleton, trying to get underneath the 92B of Blessington and go after your leader, the 28, Tanner Reimer. Gets every which way but straight. Looks like he might possibly be done. Nope, he is going to get back on the binder or on the gas. Get on the loud pedal as he goes down the front stretch. Nichols again trying to get underneath the 92B of Blessington. Meanwhile, Vondrack gets around Stapleton. That is for your 3rd position. Right now it is Albertson, Blessington, Nichols, and then Vondrack and Stapleton, your top 5. Here comes Devin Smith. Devin Smith up to 6th. As he is now going to dip to the inside, he can try to get underneath the 10 of Mike Stapleton. Right behind them, Joel Tigas also trying to get a piece of the action. As the 28 of Tanner Reimer looked like he was getting ready to pull it into the pits and slid right past the entrance. He backs up in front of everybody around. Oh no, and problems for the 01B and Kevin Bruck. Kevin Bruck is slow, very slow off the pace as he has been passed by the entire field. Looks like the 01B is going to pull it in. Not sure what's going on, but he is going to call it a night as he will be done for the feature. Right now it is still Wahoo Mike Albertson leading, Flying Brian Blessington second, 63 of Mike Nichols in 3rd. Right behind him, and then just shortly behind there, that is going to be the 66 of Vondrack. Check it out. Just checked into the top 5. That is 81 of Devin Smith. Smith going to the whip, trying to catch up to Vondrack as he wants a piece of that action of that top 4 battle going on right now. Looks like Albertson, Blessington, and Nichols pulling away from Vondrack ever so slightly. Nichols has a good entry into 1 and 3, but going down the front and back stretch, he gets pulled on by Albertson and Blessington. Now again, he tries to drive it in deep, gets side by side with Blessington as all the further he can go. Now Vondrak is caught back up to Nichols. He is to the inside. Can he get clear of the 63? Not quite. Battle is once again a 4-car battle for first through fourth. As Blessington now tries to get to the inside of Albertson, as Albertson made a slight bobble. It is Albertson, Blessington, still Nichols, and Vondrak. A little bit further back, it is Tigas and Smith, as Smith retains that 5th place spot. We have 6 laps to go. Again, Nichols tries to get to the inside of Blessington. Not happening. Blessington has that 92B just absolutely hooked, booked, and cooking on the high side there, as he is following right in Mike Albertson's tire tracks. Nichols again tries to throw a power move to the inside, but this time he has company. Vondrak tried to push it 4 wide, wasn't able to make it go. There are 4 laps to go. Now Devin Smith is caught up to the back of Vondrak there for just a moment. You saw the 81 flash right behind the 66, as they've now caught up with the 78M of Joe Merrill. Merrill almost being used as a pick, as Nichols almost got hung up behind him, but was able to clear him just in time. They're going to be coming down to see 2 laps to go this time by. Vondrak underneath of Nichols, who's underneath of Blessington, who is holding and also holding off Smith. They'll be seeing the white flag. The laundry is going to be flapping in the breeze this next time by. Mike Albertson just has to hold off this stack pack of Hungry Hounds for 3/8 of a mile further. As they fly into 1 and 2 one more time, Nichols, 3-wheel motion, still not able to clear the 92B of Blessington. Again, Smith tries to get by Vondrak, not happening. This is going to be the last chance saloon right here. As they come out of 4, Albertson wins, Blessington 2nd, Nichols 3rd, Vondrak 4th, and Devin Smith will round out that top 5. As always, ladies and gentlemen, your Smithfield stock cars do not disappoint. Remember, Wahoo Mike Albertson did pick up the victory at Spring Fling as well, so he has a really good record going this year here at the Crawford County Speedway. So the daughters of Denny Hovingay, Lori, Jackie, and Dana. Lori celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Granddaughters, Sammy, who is celebrating a birthday on the 11th. Taylor and JC. Great-grandson Harley. Denny's pitman back in the day, John Baxter, as well. They are all here because they want to help us celebrate the memory of the Golden Bear, Denny Hovingay. And we cannot think of any better way to do that than 25 hard laps of modified racing. Caution lights are out. To the Golden Bear, Denny Hovingay. Ho, ho, this one's for you. We are Modified Racing in Denison. As they fire it down into 1 and 2, it is Chris Mills, the early advantage. Craig Reitz way up the back door of the 21 to Breeze. Now they're all falling back just a little bit as the 1R and the 21B. They're jumbling them up right now. Chris Mills is the leader. Trey Klein in second. The 777 of Cody Olson in third. Right now, fourth is 25 of the racer, Ricky Steffen. And Shane DeMay now sitting in that top 5, 5th spot, as here comes the Mapleton Farm Boy, Jim Teese. Teese, half a car length around the 15M of DeMay. DeMay working right on the back door of the 25 of Steffen. But Teese working the higher line as that RZ3 Razor chassis is hooked up and booking right now. Things starting to settle down with the top four. Once again, the battle for 5th and 6th is on between DeMay and Teese. Greg Reed spot right behind him. Right behind Reeds, here comes Braxma and Brown. As downtown Kyle Brown from his 10th starting spot. Ethan Braxma from his 9th starting spot. As they're starting to make a few moves. Here comes the 92 of Jeff Stevens. Stevens started in the back. He's now right behind that battle between the 21K of Brown and the 111 of Braxma. Looks like he is on a bucking Bronco right now, but he is still right there. Chris Mills has started to pull away from the double OK of Trey Klein. Again, the 777 of Cody Olson, the 25 of Ricky the Racer Steffen, still going back and forth, the 3rd and 4th. Jim Teese has now gotten around the 15M of Shane DeMay. That'll put DeMay back into that 6th place spot, right in front of the 1R of Craig Reitz. The 02 junior, Chris Mills, he blew up his crate motor in Harlan a couple weeks ago. He got all of 3 nights out of his open motor before it too expired last Sunday night at the new Raceway Park. He has a new crate in that car. We'll see if maybe that new crate can turn his luck around, as he has not had the caliber of season that Chris Mills usually has. Trey Klein, great run for Klein up into that 2nd place spot. He's hanging on for dear life, but also trying to go to the whip to see if he can possibly get up and challenge that KMJ Assault chassis of Chris Mills. Ricky the Racer Steffen, an island unto himself for 3rd, but the battle is on for 4th and 5th, as now Jim Teese is going to get around the 777 of Olson. Teese picks up another spot. Now he's going to go to work. Couple of legends in this area. The 23 of Teese, the 25 of Steffen. There's been many, many, many laps of battle between the two of these guys. They've even battled back when Denny Hovengate was still racing. Unfortunately, the 82, Jake McBurney, he is going to call no joy, pull a pit side. The 82 is done for the evening. Unfortunately, he was one of my fantasy picks on MRP. Not going to happen tonight. Shane DeMay is now starting to make some moves as he is getting around the 777 of Cody Olson. It is still, as we are 10 laps down, 15 to go. Chris Mills, Trey Klein, Ricky the Racer Steffen, Jim Teese, and now Shane DeMay in that top 5. Looks like that Harris chassis has started to wake up. September is over and he is awakened. As Shane DeMay now getting ready to put a bullseye right on the back of the Mapleton Farm Boy, Jim Teese, as Teese now goes to the outside of the 25 of Steffen. But Chris Mills absolutely walking away as he has a full straightaway advantage over the double OK of Trey Klein. Now Klein, hey, Trey Klein, do you hear that knocking? Do you feel that bumping? That is the back door, and there is the Mapleton Farm Boy right there, ready to kick it in as Jim Teese now tries to get around the double OK of Trey Klein. He is going to go around the high side, and he is going to bring the 25 of Ricky the Racer Steffen, the 15M of Shane DeMay as well. Now Steffen trying to tiptoe around the inside, but unfortunately Klein shuts the door on him as Jim Teese has now worked his way up into that 2nd spot. He has 11 laps to go. Can that brand new 2021 RZ3 Elite chassis sponsored by Teese Trucking, Teese Farms, Artworks Graphics catch up to that KMJ Assault chassis? We're about to find out as we have 10 laps to go. And Jim Teese looks like about the quickest car on the track. Now here comes Shane DeMay. DeMay in that Harris chassis. That Extreme Lubricants Black Acid LTI Transportation Lundell Plastics Harris chassis has now gotten around Trey Klein for 3rd. I'll tell you, if we had a caution right about now, the ball game would change severely. And I'll tell you, we would have quite the finish going. 8 laps to go. Chris Mills getting ready to come up on the 2Z of Zach Rollins. Right in front of Rollins, there's quite a bit of track, empty track, but once he gets through that empty track, the 21 of Jason Breeze will be right there as well. Shane DeMay going to the whip, trying to make up some ground on the 23 of Teese. We may still have a battle for second and third going, as DeMay is definitely making up ground on Teese. 6 laps to go for Chris Mills. $1,000 and a spot on the voting ballot for the Fast Shafts All-Star Invitational up for grabs. And right now Mills is in the catbird seat as Teese, I don't know if Teese's car is falling off or if DeMay's car is woken up and is angry, but DeMay has caught Teese, got to the inside of Teese, not able to make it, not able to capitalize. 4 laps to go. DeMay sets up for another possible run. Meanwhile, here comes Craig Reitz. Greg Reitz up to that 4th place spot, and he is trying to bring downtown Kyle Brown as well, as Ricky the Racer Steffen is now the meat in the sandwich between the 1R and the 21K. Greg Reitz now moves his way up to that 4th place spot. Two laps to go for Chris Mills. Shane DeMay still battling it out with Jim Teese for second and third right now, as Mills, or as they have all dispensed with the 2Z of Rollins. Mills on a Friday night road trip ice cream cruise. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. He only has 3/8 of a mile left, as Shane DeMay now gets by the 23 of Teese for second and third. But as they come through 3 and 4, ladies and gentlemen, $1,000 richer. His name goes on the voting ballot in August. Chris Mills wins. Shane DeMay is going to be second. The Mapleton Farm Boy, Jim Teese in third. Craig Reitz in fourth. And downtown, Kyle Brown in fifth. Look at this, from 13th to 6th. If we had a Hard Charger Award, Jeff Stevens would have just won it. 13th to 6th, 7 spots improved. Great run.